So that was the
Yeah.
name. The how was, okay, we will find out. But let's transfer the model of industrial district in Brazil. And it didn't work, of course.
Of course. So that was really the reason why it didn't work. But, you know, as any startups in the world, you fail, and, you know, there is a beautiful line. I never lose. Or I win, or I learn. So after this failure, we learn what was wrong. And we try to understand how to break into many pieces our formats, understand why this format works here, what's the relation between the many pieces of this big puzzle between in the equation, and then we go to this region, we do an assessment of what was already existing in the region, what was the strength point, the weaknesses, and we try to put together in this big puzzle again. So we built together with the region what was their format, and we leave that format there. So again, we made a mistake that's very usual in the startup. We have the product, we don't understand the customer. So we sell our product, but the customer was not happy. So we understand the needs in the second round in Calabria and Basilicata, and we fixed the
adapted to the local needs. Thank you so much. Very last question, and then we are over, and we'll have the lunch, and then the visit at the Grotta Gigante, the cave, and also at the Elettra synchrotron. For Mitya, actually you are also an educator, right? So you have seen so many students. Actually, you seem really young, but you are not, to be honest. So you have seen so many students in your life. So my question for you is the following. You teach entrepreneurship. So have you seen some changes in their attitude toward risk? So these guys that we have in front, do they risk more? Do they want to risk more or not today? What did you observe?
Okay. I do the same exercise in the last 10 years, where I'm teaching entrepreneurship in different locations around Europe, and I'm always starting with the same question: how many of you would like to start their own company? And in these 10 years, the positive thing is that the number of hands is increasing. Okay. The interesting point is that there are more and more women, or let's say, also see themselves as entrepreneurs, which is also positive. But on the other side, I feel personally that this is a kind of thing, because now it's startups and being a founder, co-founder, it's a little bit fancy, and this is a little bit a kind of a trendy issue, okay? Okay, this is one part of the story. The other part of the story is, at least as I see it in Slovenia, it's that risk and failure is a consistent part of entrepreneurial culture, but that our environment, especially Slovenian ones, has matured over the last years, and also those risks and failures are started to be accepted as part of the process. It's not just exit, success, money, revenues. It's like failures, bad nights, a lot of work, and so on. It's all this dark side of entrepreneurship, which is statistically much higher probability to happen than the success, and so on, the positive thing. So this is, I would say, the maturity of, let's say, the culture of entrepreneurship, and I would say Slovenia has not a long tradition of entrepreneurship, but it's maturing. And this, let's say, desirability of entrepreneurship, it's nowadays very high, especially in Slovenia. The IGA report shows it's one of the biggest in EU and also in the world. It's more than 94% of young people see themselves as entrepreneurs. Wow. But of course, now maybe we should catch the positive things of this trend, which so many institutions, that maybe to transfer this positive, let's say, desirability into activities, into actions, into new enterprises. And this is maybe also a big challenge for us educators at universities, where we try really to stimulate fast failures and, let's say, testings, real cases, going into the environment and starting to work with context real cases. Okay, this is...
Thank you so much. So, students, you have understood. Roll up your sleeves because you will have to work and love to create your own job, okay, and your own career. I want to thank so much all the guests of this round table that is not round actually, but it was a very interesting round table. I really ask for an applause for all of you because it was really interesting. Thank you so much for your time, dedication in answering to my sometimes silly questions. Now we have the lunch that is prepared in this direction, and then we will move with the bus to OGS, to the caves, and then to Elettra Synchrotron. And we will conclude this evening. The meeting point is at 8 in Piazza Unità d'Italia, and we will go together at the Adriaco Yacht Club. No, wait a minute, because I said for sure something wrong, because Cristina is coming. Okay, but we will have our blue, blue Pacino, okay, in front of the City Hall, that is the main, building, so if you have your back, to the sea, the main building you have in front, this is the City Hall. We will meet there at 8, and then we will move to the Adriaco for the very last dinner. Not the famous one, but the Pacino one. Okay, thank you so much to all of you. Thank you again.
You got inspired.